Washington. Yeah.
Putin's election is not legitimate. He's not a legitimate president. He is in charge of a terrorist state. So my response to his election will be to introduce legislation when I get back to Washington declaring Russia to be a state sponsor of terrorism under U.S. law, because they are. I feel bad for the Russian people having to live in Putin's state. 87% of the vote is pretty impressive, to the point you just don't believe it. So the bottom line is, I consider this last election a sham, that he's a war criminal, not a legitimate leader on the world stage, and I'm calling on the Biden administration to support designating Russia a state sponsor of terrorism under U.S. law. I've learned that there's $380 billion of Russian sovereign wealth assets frozen. $200 billion are in Belgium, and we need to get that money to help Ukraine and help ourselves. So I told the president, I'm all in for helping Ukraine, but we have to do it in a form of a loan, no interest, waivable if necessary, for all of our allies. This is going to be a new way of doing business. I think it will get more public support back home.
So, is American leadership in helping Ukraine is going to continue?
24 is going to be a very decisive year for the future of Europe and the world at large. Here's what I hope will happen in 2024. America will send weapons that you badly need in Ukraine in a fashion that's sustainable. Pay us back if you can down the road. That you will begin to not only hold the territory, but begin to push further on the Russians during 2024. That you get ATACMS so you can knock the damn bridge down, linking Crimea to Russia. I want 2024 to be the year of a qualitative advantage for the Ukrainian military. I am hopeful that we will find a way forward on the supplemental this week once we pass our own budget. I'm hopeful that the ATACMS will be announced any moment now. I'm hopeful that F-16s will be in the air soon. I am hopeful that a security guarantee between the United States and Ukraine will be signed this year. In 2014, we did not end the war. We set conditions for a new war. So how does this war end? It ends in such a fashion that Putin or somebody like Putin will never invade Ukraine again. You need to be in NATO over the arc of time. I support Ukrainian admission to NATO. I support your integration into the European Union, membership in the EU. That will make it harder for anybody to invade Ukraine again. But until we get you into NATO or on a path to NATO, there's no reason the United States and other major powers cannot give you security guarantees that are beneficial to you and us. That is on the table when Mr. Sullivan comes over. I'm a Republican supporting that concept. I urge the Biden administration to negotiate and sign a security guarantee with Ukraine in 2024. No matter who wins the election in 2024, that we'll continue to support Ukraine. I think the weapons will be coming here pretty soon. And it's not just more 155 rounds. I want to give you a qualitative advantage on the battlefield. I want you to have ATACMS to go after the bridge. I want you to have F-16 sooner rather than later. And a security guarantee inked in 2024, I think would be the best thing we could do to tell the Russians and all other bad actors that we're serious about staying involved with our allies. I appreciate our allies, but none of you can fight like Ukraine. If I had to pick a group of people I wanted to go to war with, you'd be at the top of the damn list. And that's no slam on other allies who've been with us in Iraq and Afghanistan. If you're looking for a battle-tested group of people who will fight for their values, who are creative on the battlefield, very adaptive, can take what you give them and use it beyond your own expectations, you would align yourself with Ukraine. You're not doing, NATO's not doing you a favor if you're in NATO, you're doing NATO a favor. And I think Putin's days literally are numbered, and let me tell you why. He's coming off a big victory that nobody believes to be legitimate. He seeks legitimacy. Getting 87% of the vote is a joke. So my response to him receiving 87% of the vote in this last election is to label his country a terrorist state.